So in this video, I'm out here with my buddy Nate and Race, and we're gonna do a little bit of camping, a little bit of off-roading, and just having a good time. This is our second annual trip. Hopefully we'll have a third annual, but we get to check out Race's awning, how our camp's set up. We get to find camp. We avoid some bad weather, and we wrap it up with avoiding some more bad weather before everybody goes home. So stick around, check it out. So I just left the house. Got about a four or so hour drive until I meet Race. We're actually going to stop at my family's home in Tennessee, and stay there for the night, and then meet Nate and potentially a guy named Matt if he's coming Saturday morning in Tellico Plains. So should be a pretty boring drive, but throughout this video I will be using a new camera by Hcalory, the Brave 7 LE. So this won't be a review of that camera, but it will be a first time use, and I will tag it in the videos that it's providing clips for. So I'm really excited because initial thoughts on the camera is it's really nice. It should be a fun couple of days. It's good. We're trying to do this an annual trip, just a bunch of old Marines getting together, but should be a good time. Stick around. Well, I was making good time until got right outside of Atlanta here, and it's basically a parking lot. So I got about 2 hours right now. I got to stop at a Tractor Supply to get some propane. We're probably going to go through a pretty good bit of propane this week because it's going to be cold and wet. So we'll be wanting to stay warm. So yeah, I think all of us are bringing two 20-pound propane tanks apiece. We'll see how much of that we end up using, but yeah, hopefully this doesn't last too long. Google Maps says 17-minute edition. I don't know, I'm going 10 miles an hour now, so that's helpful, but we'll see. I'm leaving Tractor Supply now, finally. It took forever to get through Atlanta. I think I hit 3 backups where I was just sitting still or going less than 10 miles an hour. But now we are about 40 minutes from my family's home, and meeting up with Race, and then we'll figure out what's going on after that. All right, we're here finally at my family's house. Here with Race. Say hi, Race.
Hi.
So yeah, we're just gonna have dinner. I don't know. We're just gonna kill some time today.
Yep.
But it was a long drive. The weather's nice right now. Tomorrow's gonna suck probably. So could make for good content.
It'll be interesting.
It will.
We'll find out how weatherproof all this stuff is.
Oh, it's good. It's good. We get to test out his new awning and setup, so that should be fun. What's the name of the brand name?
The Naturnest is the awning,
yep.
And Metal Fab is the rack that I mounted to.
Yeah, it's pretty solid looking. So we'll be checking that out in the coming days. But yeah, that's probably it for tonight. We'll check back in the morning and meet Nate. Nate finally made it on his long drive from Maryland with his pretty sexy looking taco that he has here. I like the color a lot. Might not be for everybody, but I would definitely drive it. But yeah, so the weather tonight went to be total garbage. We're supposed to have torrential downpour, winds, maybe some tornadoes. So we decided to get a little cabin thing. What was it?
It's the Bigfoot Sasquatch cabin at Bigfoot Outfitters.
Okay, so maybe we'll see Sasquatch.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking.
If we do, we'll make sure it's a nice blurry video at a distance that,
in 4K.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
But we can't check in there till about 3, so we're going to see what we can do here. Maybe go grab some lunch. But that should be only for tonight, maybe tomorrow night, and then we're going to hit the trails and get a couple of nights of camping.
Yeah.
amenities for the evening. It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Got a bed here that we can all three snuggle on. A free couch. I don't know what that's for. A little bar area. Some bunk beds. Has a nice woody smell.
Ambiance.
Ambiance.
Yeah, that's not what that is, but...
Bathroom. Yeah, I think this will do.
Yeah, we'll survive.
We will survive for the night. It's pretty nice, actually. It's disappointing that we're not camping tonight, but that's okay. But we have a nice view of a marshland. It's not marsh because we're nowhere near the ocean, but I don't think that's normally full of water.
Usually it's a dry spring because it's listed as a blue on the map.
I don't know. There's a lot of water down there, but there's also a lot of green trees in it, so it really doesn't make sense that it's rained a lot here in the last couple of days. So we're going to do our annual toast, I guess.
It's now annual.
It is. Yeah. This is the second annual camping trip. We did last year's in February. This one's in February, which we may adjust because weather's crap or wood wouldn't be right here. So, toast.
Toast. It's good weather.
To dudes.
To homies. Okay.
Yep.
That stick looks like a hole.
Go higher. Higher. Oh my God. So we're out here and frogs are going constantly and they go completely quiet. So Nate is out here with his thermal little camera thing on his phone. Oh, now the frogs started talking, but they went silent for like a good 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
and we heard something out there too.
I guess Sasquatch came and he left because the frogs are going now. We are in the room right now. So the weather is perfect outside.
There's a little bit of wind.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there's no rain, which means we could be somewhere else.
Okay.
But we don't. We're hoping tomorrow is bad, so that this choice wasn't bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
if tomorrow is great, then we will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, out in the woods.
Right.
Yep. Right.
Yes.
Right?
That's true.
Right.
It's true. This wasn't a bad choice. Like we made a decision,
smart choice
because we didn't want to get tested out in the woods with crazy wind, crazy rain. We'd rather be out in the woods camping, but here we are. But yeah, we'll get back with you in the morning and we'll see what the weather looks like. If it's perfect, we're hitting the trails. If not, we're going to hang out here a little bit longer, but we'll get back with you in the morning.
Yep.
The weather seems to have cleared up. It's a little nasty outside, like a little chilly, a little cloudy, but the rain's gone from today, probably. There was a storm last night, like it was thundering, so it's probably a good thing that we didn't get that room. And so now we're headed to Find Camp, where instead of going up to Tellico Plains and going across to the mountains, we are just going to start here in Ocoee, where we are now, or we stayed over the night. So yeah, let's go see what the trails look like and see if we can find camp. All right, we are finally on a dirt road. Let's see what we can find. Hopefully the trails are clear and it's easy travel. So I mapped this road for Onyx, but that's been a while back, and I forgot how bumpy this thing was. Like, it's an easy drive. Like, you don't need any crazy high clearance, but it's just super rocky, so it makes it super bumpy, and you have to kind of go slow, especially pulling the camper. Hopefully find a camp spot soon. If not, we'll just keep enjoying the ride. no luck finding a camping spot on that road, so we're gonna go up the road a little ways here, hit the next trail system, and hopefully find camp there. Finally found a camp spot. It's awesome. It's right on the river, so can't wait to show you guys. All right, guys, we are at our campsite now. Mostly set up. Race is setting up his awning right now, which is his first time setting it up at camp. It's a Naturnest with the walls. It's a pretty nice setup there. We'll look at that in some more detail in a few, but yes, I think him and Nate are gonna sleep in there. Have diesel heaters pumping in there, keep them nice and warm, hopefully. We'll see how night one goes. I got the Bronco and the ROG all set up with the OBS 270 awning, but this campsite's pretty awesome. Yeah, it took us about, I don't know, 2-3 hours to get here just to find a spot, but it's pretty awesome. Check out the view that we have from our camp. Right on the river, can't really beat it. All right, we're at camp, so it's time to toast, get this thing started. Cheers. Cheers. Whoa. Whoa. So there's like a hiking path here close to our camp, and it's got this bridge, and it is definitely wobbly right as we're walking. But it's pretty cool to walk across the river. That water has got to be freezing though. There is no way I'd jump in that. In the summer, so I've camped here one other time with Leanne and Jesse from Jeeps Before Time, and we kind of stuck our feet in it and let the kids, but not right now. I bet it's in the 20s tonight. It will be, for sure. Yeah. Good times. Okay, so we have the Hcalory Diesel heater hooked up right here. So Nate and Race are sleeping in there. I have 2 heaters here, both Hcalory heaters. We're trying one to see how warm it is. So it's been running for about 20 minutes. Ducted right in there. We're gonna see if it's a little warmer. It's starting to get pretty cold out here.
It's probably below, what, 35? It's mid-30s.
Yeah.
Outside, so that's the ambient temperature right here.
Yeah. So let's go inside and see how warm it is.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Oh, yes. It is definitely warmer in here.
It is.
Oh yeah. Like,
we're out of the wind.
I think
but
y'all
also-
decide. Like, we can go with 1 heater, we can go with 2, but I think 1 might keep y'all
I
cozy.
think one's going to be good.
Between your sleeping
That
bags,
ducting, now, we'll say, I can tell that we're losing some heat in the ducting.
you do.
But
It's not
only because it's so, as long as it is. We could scrunch it up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's
Safe.
also the bad thing about this ducting, because it's drier ducting,
Yep.
is that if you look in it, you see light. So if you got better ducting,
Yeah.
which I don't
Okay.
have, whatever. But
This is going to work.
there's good heat coming out of this. Heat rises, so this is nice in here. I think they're gonna sleep pretty warm.
Yeah.
And if they get cold, we're out here for at least 2 nights, maybe 3, but at least 2. Night
All the
2,
way around.
we will get them the second diesel heater in here, and they will be toasty. But that's real nice.
Yep.
And that's another like good thing about this awning room by Naturnest. So it actually has the walls on the inside and the outside. So yeah, there's the dirt on the floor, but it's completely enclosed, unlike mine from OVS, which is also a great brand, but it doesn't have the inside wall, so there's a lot of air loss anytime we try to do any heat in there. So we're here in the awning room, and Nate has these lights that are pretty awesome. That's one thing that's lacking in this space is lighting, and usually I turn on the camper light and it does great, but these, it's like a
Amazon brand.
Yeah, Amazon brand light, but it does pretty awesome. It's solar charged. I don't know. Nate, tell us about it.
I found them off Amazon. You can
Well,
either USB
try
charge
them.
them or solar charge them. They got 3 different settings. We're on the brightest setting right now, so this is the test run for them. So
Yeah.
we'll see how they do.
Yeah, these things are pretty awesome. I think they're like $54
Yeah,
specifically. I said 50 earlier, I was corrected.
54.
I might be buying these because they're a nice little addition to the awning room.
Except small.
Yep. Nate's a cooking for us. Got that meat going. Smells good. So the meat that Nate just made was outstanding.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what all he's got. Sent me the recipe, but he marinated it in citrus, tequila, some other things, and it was amazing. So Nate's got it figured out when it comes to meats.
I know the meats.
And we have the meat.
Arby's,
I don't know.
But
Arby's,
but like,
Arby's, yeah.
they're legally allowed to call it meat, but it's not really.
Yeah. Well, Nate, he has the meat. It was good. It was good stuff. Now I'm full. Now we're just gonna chill. The rest of the night's gonna be hanging out. Nothing much.
Oh yeah.
So this morning has been pretty chill. No, we had a good breakfast and just been hanging out. But we had a few issues, or an issue last night. So the heater, the diesel heater we had hooked up for them, for Race and Nate, just stopped working. And we thought that it was because the battery was dead for some reason, which didn't sound right because it's not a small one. Turns out the cold made the battery turn off. Totally zapped it. So we found that out when we turned my generator on and we started charging. But now we got a problem where none of our batteries are starting either one of the diesel heaters. Heck, even when I tried to fly my drone, the battery was too cold. It said low battery. It's not low. So, I mean, we're charging our batteries just because, but I don't know what we're going to do about heat tonight for these guys. We'll figure something out. Hopefully we can get a heater up and running. It'll stay running, but we'll see. Maybe they'll snuggle with me. I don't know. But it's been an interesting morning, to say the least. It's our campsite from up above. All to ourselves. Nobody else at this. I don't even know how this is really a campground. But it is.
It is.
I can see it being popular in the summer. Especially with the river right here. Kids could swim, whatever. But
Yeah, it looks like even with the rain, this river's still, it's probably usable. You get into it. Not too bad. It's absolutely freezing right now. So.
yeah, it's cold.
Back it out, can't see it out. Not get that. Yeah.
So one other thing I want to say about these lights is this thing can also be used as like a battery pack. So you can probably charge your phone, you can charge whatever you need to it, and how many hours did we go last night? I mean, yesterday was probably good, at least 8-9 hours.
On high.
Yeah, and these, yeah. So, and it kept this entire area bright. I mean, it's still daylight outside right now, but when it gets dark outside, turn it on low, nice ambient light. We can see just fine in here, and they're great.
They worked out perfect.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
So after we did a lot of testing, we realized that if we plug the diesel heater straight to the generator, that it runs no problem. I think it had to do something with how cold it is out here, making these batteries cut off. Even though, what was the temperature? Some of these said that they were going to cut off at. It was.
They can go negatives, negative in the Celsius, negative 40.
Yeah, which is so that makes the whole thing really strange when it comes to these battery packs. But so what we're doing is we're gonna run the generator off of the onto the diesel heater. Luckily, I brought the plug for it. I didn't know. I randomly threw it in the Bronco before I came out here because I was like, I might need it. And turns out I'm gonna need it. So these guys are gonna actually get to stay warm and have some decent sleep.
We're gonna plus up that fuel level, and then we'll get it cranked up, and we'll see. We'll be able to report back how well it seals in the heat once we've been using a diesel heater with a fully enclosed awning room.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Chef Nate is out here crushing it, bringing back to life some beef that went into storage. Seasoning is real.
So Nate had us some awesome beef tonight. So what was it you fixed for us?
I did some chuck roast that I did up in the Instapot with some meat church, Dia de la Fajita, some onion powder, garlic powder, and a couple different chilies I threw in there. Cooked it up, shredded it up, and then brought it out. Threw it on the gray stone and heated it up.
Yeah.
And there we went.
No,
It was really good.
it was delicious.
There's a sample of what it looks like.
Oh, well, I
Served
mean,
up.
that's all we got left is that right there, and you know, it was a lot of meat, but good eating. I know I mean, I had a wrap and a sandwich.
Like a wrap and a sandwich.
Yeah,
I just eat 2 wraps.
Yeah, no, we killed it. So it was good stuff. Something I did a little different this time was I used the Jackery 1000 and a small coffee pot, and it actually made coffee making, you know, a lot quicker and easier. So it may be something I do indefinitely moving forward. Boiling water, making coffee through a French press or whatever is fine, but it's a little more convenient having the pot.
So, morning, Nate.
Morning.
It's not morning, it's basically afternoon. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the fight. So, we gotta give a review. Cooper's, not too bad, not too bad. A little sweet on there, and you can tell from my voice that does fairly well. So, get some biscuits going, right?
Yep,
Mike,
got
thank you.
biscuits in the oven.
Really appreciate it. That and then we'll get the rest of today going, and we'll get that started. We'll check back in later.
camp, and now we're going to go look for another place to camp for one more night. Reason being is the weather's supposed to be crap tomorrow with some snow and rain, so we'd rather not be this far back in the woods, considering Nate and Race have 6 to 9 hour drives ahead of them. So we're gonna get out of here, go find another place to camp, and have one more night of fun. One thing to keep in mind if you're gonna come up this way, go camping or exploring, is I have driven all of this route with the camper in two-wheel drive. Now I do have mud terrain, so it's helped with some grip, and it is not super wet conditions. There's no ice or rain, a little mud here and there, but nothing crazy. So just about any vehicle with some clearance and decent tires can make this drive through up here in the mountains. So now we're here back in Ocoee at my family's place to set up for the last night. Reason we came on off the mountain was because, well, I explained that earlier, so I guess I don't need to cover that again. So yeah, we didn't find anywhere else to go, so we came here. So we're getting our awning set up. We're probably just gonna have a minimal camp tonight, as far as stuff pulled out, but steak and potatoes tonight should be a nice one. So since we have this awning out, what was the name again?
Naturnest.
Naturnest. So it's one of the lower costing ones that you can get, but it's actually really decent quality. Most people have seen a lot of their rooftop tents that look a lot like other brands, but this one's pretty good. But why don't you tell us what you like and don't like about this awning?
So overall, I think the quality of the material is pretty good. It does come out to the full 270. It basically feels like it's freestanding as long as you don't have the walls attached. And it does have, so far, the lights. It's got some built-in lights under here that are USB powered, with a little switch. So that's pretty clever, works pretty good. We tried it at night before. I think the opening and closing functions go pretty well. We got these little guys up here that help stretch the material so it stays taut and keep that water off of there if you are so inclined to use it in weather. But for the most part, I think it's got pretty good coverage out around the vehicle. You can buy this in the driver's side or passenger side version. And other than that, I think it secures up pretty quick. So, and it came with all I've used the rack that I have. I used his mounting brackets that he recommends for the 270. But it does come with a set that you can attach to your vehicle or crossbar for your car, supposedly. I don't know. It's in the instructions, but overall, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So, I mean, there's some things that I like about this awning better than I like about my awning. It's really, there's no one awning that's going to have all the things that you want that's perfect. I think the big game changer for this awning is the walls. Actually has the interior wall to cover the vehicle, or so it's easier to keep heat in those. They don't have a draft coming from under your vehicle. It's nice and enclosed, and I really wish that was on the OBS awning. But yeah, there's definitely some nice things about this that would make it a considerable purchase in the future. Nate's never seen a pig.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna catch him though. feed him some juice force.
So you see on the camper and the Bronco, we definitely did hit some mud, but it was nothing crazy. And obviously throwing mud all over the camper on the tires, that's a solution I'm gonna have to fix at some point. But it was fun to get out. It's fun to get on the trails, to see where I could take the camper and how it articulates, and I don't know. It's always good fun. So to make things easier, and because Nate and Race are going to leave early in the morning, we have all three of us got into this into the ROG, and we're actually fitting nicely. I'm up here on the bunk, and Race and Nate are down there on the in the bed. I mean, it's queen size.
It's toasty.
They're saying it's toasty. They're making hand gestures like they're on camera, but they're not. And but yeah, it's easy. Let me turn the camera, and there they are. Yeah.
What up?
So there's Nate and Race down there, all snuggly, and I'm up here by myself in the bunk. It's a little, little claustrophobic, but
It's a little navy.
little what?
Little navy.
Little navy. Actually, yeah, that's a good comparison. But the three grown men can sleep in this camper actually comfortably, like easy day. But that's it for tonight. That's almost it for the trip. So it's been great. So good night.
Well, it's around 6:30 in the morning. Look what we woke up to.
It's pretty crazy out here. We did not expect this much snow at all. It's a good 2 or 3 inches already, and it's still coming down. These guys are about to hit the road. Hopefully the roads are clear. Looking at the road out in front of this house, it's not too bad, but hopefully they have a safe trip home. So I stuck around here for another day, spent some time with family, and packed up just now this morning. And I tell you, packing up in the cold is no joke. Had a little bit of ice and snow and everything, so it was not fun at all. But overall, it's a good trip. We definitely learned some stuff about a redundancy and power when you're going on a trip like this, where you're totally off grid and not sure what to expect. So that was definitely a positive lesson learned. We look forward to doing this trip next time. And thanks for watching this one. We'll see you next time.
We found Sasquatch.